I wish they should come and see their product. It's not working. It's not working. Wow. Ah, yeah, yeah. Let me take a photo. Immediately after my high school, I got a scholarship and I trained in Russia. And my interest was in crop protection. And I majored in plant diseases. So immediately after my graduation, I came back home. That was 1981. And I was straight away posted at this center. My boss asked me, now, there is nobody to work on wheat. Can you do it? So I said, I'll gladly do it. And by then, the problem was yellow rust on wheat, because stem rust was by then not an issue. And even me personally, I didn't experience any stem rust infection in the field. I had an experiment in the field, and it was on wheat. So when I went to take my notes, I realized there was no yellow rust. Instead, it was stem rust. And I asked myself, stem rust from where? So I went back to my boss then and told him, I've seen some stem rust in my wheat plots. And then he told me, okay, where is the plot? Where is the experiment? I took him to the field and he saw it. And then he told me, Ruth, we have never experienced stem rust in the wheat fields or in the wheat plots. Then it's like he brushed it aside. It's like, to him, it's like, no, it can't be stem rust. Then it all, now I couldn't do anything. So second time, a farmer came and said, there's something strange in my field, and I would like you to go and try and identify what the problem is. I went with me as a pathologist, a breeder, and my boss from the center. And now we went, and I told them, this is stem rust. And they all brushed me aside. So being one person, and now these people are not taking me serious, so I also was not able to argue further. But in my mind, I knew it was stem rust. And now, after being reported in Uganda, is now the then center director at that time, who was a breeder, told me, Ruth, we have to do something. And then we went out again. We started on the surveys. So it was during the surveys, then we said, everything is down with stem rust. Everybody now woke up and said, sure, we have stem rust. But I kept on telling them, you remember I used to tell you this? You remember I used to tell you this? So they now said I was right. All the varieties were susceptible, and when we did the trials and the yield loss, we realized that the losses were more than 70%. So it was becoming that serious. The late Borlaug visited. He visited this center. So he actually went and he saw the infection. And then when he came at the center, this cage here, we also had some planted some differential lines. And he went there and he was taking notes on them. But as he was taking notes, it's like he said, all is not lost. We can get something. We can recover something. So that's how the whole thing started. And then when he went back, that's when the Nairobi summit was planned. Yeah, sounding the alarm. We want to feed the people. We don't want people to go hungry. And you have to do something to make sure there is food on the table. That is where my motivation is. Yeah? Let's do something. Let's feed the world. Let there be food for people to eat.